Hi, everybody. Hi, can you say hi? Today, we're just finishing up a story, aren't we? We are. About a hero. It's a woman hero of Mr. Monkey Business. He loves this hero, and she dedicated her entire life to what? Yeah, helping animals. Jane Goodall, you might have heard of her. Yep, it's a hero. Last week, we read about a different hero, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We read about this hero. Yeah, little Ruby Bridges. Yeah, she was very brave, and she was also a hero. Yeah. Well, today we're going to read about another hero, aren't we? One more hero. And today, Mr. Monkey Business has another friend he wanted us to meet because he's got a lot to say. Are you done? Oh. Everybody should be friends. I agree, everybody. And he says he has a lot of friends, and he wants you to meet all of his friends. Yep. What? Oh, he did say that this friend is very quiet. But it's okay because we're all different, right? Yep, we are. So, Mr. Monkey Business, I'm going to let you sit down and listen to the story, and we're going to meet your new friend, okay? Okay, tell everybody bye. All right, you sit on down here. And let's see who our new friend is. Ooh, he's a very little friend too. Very small. Hello. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's a little shy. It's all right. It's all right. Hi. We have a little friend. He's a sloth. And the sloth is very, very different from Mr. Monkey Business, aren't you? Yeah, can you tell me your name? Oh, he's very quiet. Sammy Sloth. And Sammy, we're glad you're here today. We're so glad to see you. And did you bring a book about a hero? Oh, you did? You did? Who did you bring? Oh, he just wants me to pick it up, and that's okay. He doesn't want to talk much. That's fine. Oh. This is a great hero book. It's another woman hero. I am Rosa Parks. Ooh, yes, you do like that book. So we are going to read about this hero, Rosa Parks, today. And I can't wait to see why Sammy thinks that she's such a great hero. Okay? What? Oh, okay, all right. Here we go. Sammy says he wants to make sure that we talk about this word today. It's a word that's very important, isn't it? Justice. And he says that, okay. He says that the book about Rosa Parks reminds him of this word, justice. What is fair? What's equal for everybody? Yeah. And so we're going to read about Rosa Parks and why Sammy thinks Rosa stands for justice. Okay? All right, let's put the word down. And I'm going to let Sammy sit right here, and we're going to read the story about Rosa Parks. I am Rosa Parks. This book is by Brad Meltzer. The illustrations are by Christopher Eliopoulos. I am Rosa Parks, and she's sitting on a bench at a bus stop here in this picture. Growing up, I was small for my age. I was sick a lot, too, since we didn't have money for a doctor, but that didn't mean I was weak. I am not that short. Looks like you are. That's Rosa and her brother. Here's Rosa, but her younger brother was taller, and this little growth chart here says most kids were much taller than Rosa. So she was a little girl, small. When I was 11, I was walking home from school. A boy on roller skates came zipping by and shoved me. He thought I'd be an easy target. To his surprise, I turned around and pushed him back. I knew fighting was wrong, but I didn't want him picking on me again. His mother saw what happened. She was mad that I'd pushed him. Uh-oh, this is going to be bad. Did you just push my son? She said. But you know what made her even madder? I was black, and her son was white. She immediately started yelling, "I'll have you put in jail. You'll never get out again." No question, it was scary. But my mother and grandfather taught me to respect myself and to expect respect from others. So instead of backing down, I stood my ground and calmly but firmly I explained, "Your son was the one who pushed me. I didn't bother him at all." I wasn't just standing up to that mom or even to the boy on roller skates. I was standing up for myself. After that, the boy and his mom never bothered me again. Still, it's hard to change things. Sometimes it can take a long time. Back then, if you were black, you were treated unfairly just because of the color of your skin. You weren't allowed to live in the same neighborhood as a white person, eat in the same restaurant, ride the same elevator, or use the same bathroom. You couldn't even drink from the same water fountain. One was marked for whites and the other for colored. When I was little, I used to wonder if white water tasted different from colored water. I even wondered if colored water came in lots of colors. But it didn't. The only difference was I had to walk outside or even down the block to get mine. Of course, it wasn't just about water fountains. This was my school, a small, old wooden building with one room, one teacher, for all of us. Everyone from the 5-year-olds to the 6th graders were stuffed in that one room. There were no windows, desks, and barely any books. Since most kids had to work on the farm to earn money, we only went to school 5 months during the year. Some kids said, "Less school, hooray!" Some kids thought, "Don't say hooray. That's bad." We also brought our books home every night. Why? Because we were worried that folks who hated the color of our skin would burn down our school. Now, here was the school for kids who were white. Notice the difference? It was a new brick building with beautiful windows and new desks and plenty of books, plus a playground. They went to school 9 months out of the year since they weren't working in the fields like we were. Now, can we say hooray? No, there's no hooray about this. Also, if you were black, you had to walk to school. If you were white, you got to take a bus. The worst part was when I'd walk home with my brother, the kids on the bus would throw trash at us. It made me feel horrible. But there were no civil rights back then. The only solution was to move off the road. And really, what kind of solution is that? As I got older, things didn't change. "There's no room in here, lady." One winter, I was waiting for the local city bus. If you were black, you had to ride in the back. If you were white, you rode up front. And on that day, the back of the bus was packed. But there were plenty of seats in the front. I was just trying to find a place to sit, but as I entered through the front door of the bus, people started saying things, and the driver of the bus said, "What do you think you're doing? You need to get off and use the back door. Only whites can come to the front." And she says, "But I'm already in." The driver didn't care. He wanted me off the bus. He grabbed me by my coat sleeve. I dropped my purse near the front door. To pick it up, I sat in the front seat, a white seat. It made the driver madder than ever. "That's it, get out, get off my bus." That's what he called it, my bus, as if it were his. The bus wasn't his, though. It belonged to all of us. Now, all of this is happening when she's a grown-up lady. Still, that afternoon, the driver got his way and kicked me off. "See you soon." "Yes, you will." But I promise you that wasn't the last time I'd faced that bus driver. From there, in addition to working as a seamstress, I started to work to change things. At the NAACP, we fought for fairer laws and made sure that people's stories were heard. Fairer laws means justice. I also stopped using colored water fountains. I'd rather go thirsty than be treated so poorly. It was the same with separate elevators. Instead of riding them, I'd take the stairs. But as for real change, even I didn't know what was coming. It was the end of a busy day. I was 42 years old. So she wasn't a kid, she was a grown-up. And on the bus, going home. This time, I was sitting in the first row of seats that were allowed for black people. There was one man next to me and two women across from me. It was the same driver from before, the exact same one from all those years earlier. At the third stop, a few white people got on, filling the rest of the empty seats. There was one white person left standing, so the driver told those of us in my row, "Let me have those front seats." Again, not fair. At first, none of us moved. But when he asked again, "Y'all better make it light on yourselves and let me have those seats," the other three people got up. I stayed right where I was. Sliding over to the window, I thought about what he was demanding. He wanted to take my seat away. He wanted to give it to that man. And why? Because I was black and the man was white? I knew what the rules said, but I also knew in my heart, that's not how you treat people. Without a doubt, the driver was mad, but I never lost my cool, never raised my voice. He said, "Are you gonna get up?" No. People say the reason I refused to give up my seat was because I was tired. And I was. But it wasn't the kind of tired that came from aching feet. The only tired I was tired of giving in. "Well, I'm going to have you arrested." "You may go on and do so." Before me, there were other brave women who refused to give up their seats. Still, on that day, for violating the rules of Montgomery, Alabama, I got arrested. But by standing up for myself, I ignited a movement. From there, the Montgomery bus boycott began for 381 days. That's well over a year. All blacks in the city, and even a few whites, refused to ride the public buses. And this must be the owner of one of the buses. And he says, "But if you don't use the buses, we'll go out of business." And she says, "Then maybe you should think about changing your rules." That was smart of her. Finally, the rules were changed. Public buses were no longer allowed to separate people based on the color of their skin. That was only the beginning. Eventually, we were allowed to drink from the same water fountains, ride the same elevators, and yes, go to the same schools. In the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson wrote that we're all created equal. Finally, the nation was starting to act like it. Of course, that didn't mean the fight was over. There were thousands of other people just like that bus driver. But after hearing how I didn't give up my seat, now there were thousands more people like me, together, inspired, and committed to, there's that word, justice. In my life, people tried to knock me down, tried to make me feel less than I was. They teased me for being small, being black, being different. Let me be clear, no one should be able to do that. But if they try, you must stand strong, stand for what's right, stand up for yourself, even if it means sitting down. When you do, others will follow. And this is a museum they have with a bus about Rosa. And it has somebody saying, what's the medal? It's the Congressional Gold Medal. She had gotten the Congressional Gold Medal, one of the government's highest honors. George Washington got one too. Cool. Now can I say hooray? Go for it. Hooray! So in this museum, they're honoring her as the hero that she was. I am Rosa Parks. I'm not a politician or a president or an actor or a famous business owner. I'm just an ordinary person. But I'm also proof that there's no such thing as an ordinary person. I hope you'll always stand up for yourself, and I hope you'll remember that we're all in this together. At the very back of the book, it has some pictures of Rosa. That is Rosa about the time that she was standing up for herself. And there she is on one of those buses right there. So she was truly a hero. Rosa Parks. Wow, she was brave, she was smart, and she knew what was right and what was wrong. We can learn a lot from Rosa Parks, can't we? And we need to, don't we? Yeah, we do. So we're so glad that you joined us today as we talked about justice, what is fair, what is right, as we learned about another great female American hero, Rosa Parks, who stood up for what was right. And we love that there's books about her. And what did you say? Oh yeah, you're right. He said, don't forget, you can check lots of things out on YouTube that have videos, short videos and long videos that tell more about the story of the civil rights movement, why it's so important even today, and about Rosa Parks, an American hero. We'll see you next time. Tell everybody bye, Sammy.